Okay, we are now ready to actually start our first document for lesson 1. First thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a new file. And we are going to pick film and video. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we do have the HDTV 1080p right here. And notice it is 1920 by 1080 pixels. And then we're going to go over here and name this. We are going to choose to name this 01 working. And then the book does not tell you this, but I do want you to add your last name, first initial on all of your stuff. So we're going to put last name and then first initial, please. Or you can put your first name if you would like. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to hit create. You'll notice since this is a created for monitors, you will automatically see the cyan guides for guidance. It will help you to determine where safe areas are on a screen. You might have something like this pop up. It says generate image. I'm just going to say got it. We don't need to do that right now. We are going to add a image into this, but before we do that, I do want to go over some of the work area here. So over here at the left, we have tools. All of these tools, if I click on like the top one, which is the move tool, this has a different option bar. Option bar is up here up at the top. If I click on the next one, we have a new option bar, etc. Okay. If you hover over each of the tools, it will tell you what that tool is. So in this case, it is a move tool. V, whatever is in this square, is going to be the shortcut. So if I hit V on the keyboard, that is how quickly I can access the move tool. So if I hit V, I quickly access the move tool. I encourage you to, especially any tools that we use that you're like, I still don't understand, they do have wonderful little videos that you can hit play and they will show you a video on that particular tool. So make sure that you go through each one of those, maybe especially as we are learning them, because we will learn a few tools at a time. So I highly suggest doing that. Down here at the bottom, this is our status bar. Typically it tells you information about this particular document. I can see the document size here. If I don't want that view, I could go here and I could, maybe I want it to always show me the how many layers, okay, the layer count. Right now I only have one layer. Layers are over here at the right. I have a background layer. Typically I do, however, leave it on document dimensions because that's usually important for me. Down here where it says 100%, this is what I'm viewing it at. I could zoom in at say 200 and it's just going to zoom it in, okay? We learned earlier in the first video, there are obviously other ways to do that, but we'll go ahead and leave that at 100%. Over here at the right, these are window panels. These have all kinds of different abilities. So we have our properties, adjustments, our libraries. This one's the most important one that we really need to make sure we are understanding. Layers. This is how you develop your Photoshop documents, okay? Typically all images will only start with one layer and then you will build up the layers unless it's already a pre-created Photoshop document. So right now this says background. This is a locked layer. I know it's locked because it has a little lock key on it. Down at the bottom of this, it has other information like we can have adjustments layers, we have masks, we can delete a layer, we can add layers. So each one of these panels, okay, is going to have something different. I also want you to know if you double click on a panel, it might close that, look like it closes the group out, but if you double click on it again, it will bring it back. Okay, so if you ever like, where did it go? That is a way to make things smaller and make things larger. Up here, if you are working on something and you're like, I do not see the panel I want, because maybe you pulled your layers out here and maybe you accidentally closed them out. You're like, how do I get them back? Because this happens a lot. We go up to window and we can automatically turn back on our layers. All of our panels over here, you will find under window. You know it's visible because there's a check mark. Now, I want to put this back in here, so I'm just going to click on it and I'm going to drag it back. And I want you to note that you can drag them in different positions. I could drag these into other panels, okay? So again, kind of play around with it. And then in another video, I will show you how to create your own workspace. This is, if I go up here to workspace, window, I'm sorry, and then down to workspace, I am currently on essentials, which is the default, okay? But we are going to, you can see I have a bunch of created workspaces because I like certain things. I like certain panels up, certain tools up, so I create my own workspace. And again, we will look at that at another time. This floating bar, this is called the contextual bar, and you will notice that as I create things or choose different, like if I choose text and I click, this contextual bar changes to things that have to do with text. Okay, this is a new, relatively new. It's probably 3 generations. To me, that's still new when you've been teaching Photoshop for 20 years. So this contextual bar is really nice. If it ever gets on your nerves, you can go up here to window and you could turn that contextual bar off. Oh, not until let me check mark that, sorry. Window, and I could turn that contextual bar off. But I, really like having that, so I am going to keep that on. Okay, again, don't do anything. I'm just kind of trying to show you some examples. Now that I went in here, I made this text layer. Okay, we're not going to need that, so I'm going to trash that by clicking on it and dragging it down to the trash can. Now we're ready to hit the bookwork.